Nightly greetings, one and all. William Theo here, homegrown and happy to bring you the major events here at home and elsewhere on the planet within the last 24 hours news cycle. And tonight we kick off with the Commander-in-Chief heading down to the southern frontier to welcome and honor its former prodigal sons and daughters who have turned their lives around. The latest batch of police basic recruit course graduates, men and women who fought government for so long, have now sworn to fight for government in its duty to serve and protect its citizenry. And President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. went down to Maguindanao del Norte today to lead the special commencement ceremony for 92 men and 8 women of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region for having passed a tough 24-week prep course to carry out fundamental police work to enforce laws of the land and especially the rules and regulations of the BARMMS. In his speech to the graduates, the Commander-in-Chief cited the great honor they have brought to themselves and their families and the heavy burden of the task at hand to protect and serve the public and even lay down their lives if need be. More importantly, he underscored the new chapter the new recruits to the police force, will write to the history of the Bangsamoro. The new graduates will take up their posts as patrolmen and patrol women in the ranks and have up to 15 years to obtain a collegiate degree to seal their permanent appointment and to force as prescribed by the PNP.
Tunay na malaking karangalan ang nakamit ninyo. Ngunit kaakibat nito ang mabigat na pasanin na responsibilidad na nangangailangan ng matinding pagsisikap. Ang inyong misyon ay higit pa sa paglilingkod at pangangalaga sa mga kababayan natin. Kayo ang tutulong sa pagsusulat ng isang bagong yugto para sa Bangsamoro tungo sa mas tahimik at matiwasay na kinabukasan. Napakalaki ng nakasalalay sa inyong bagong katungkulan dahil sa nasa kamay ninyo ang pagkamit ng ating patuloy na tagumpay.
The United States top diplomat is yet on his latest shuttle diplomacy tour that began over the weekend in China and now in the Middle East to talk with allies to convey U.S. President Joe Biden's administration's wish and support for a permanent ceasefire and increased humanitarian assistance into Gaza. First stop in his Mid-East jaunt, the Desert Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where he will hold talks on humanitarian assistance in Gaza, hash over a post-war roadmap for Gaza and Palestinian territories, and discuss security and stability in the region. Blinken will also be in a ministerial meeting of the Gulf Cooperation Council in Riyadh, a regional alliance of Mid-East countries bordering the Persian Gulf. Before he leaves back for home, Blinken will stop in Jordan and Israel, where he will push Netanyahu harder for a pathway to at least a 6-week ceasefire and for a clear roadmap to end the war for good. And from here till the end of the year, at least 16 African nations or states will choose their next set of leaders. But voters who seek for information or enlightenment on candidates online are putting themselves up for disinformation and misinformation victimhood. However, a digital ethics organization seeks to help journalists and activists identify bogus and misleading content to broaden public awareness, as VOA's Zahir Qasim lays out in this story in this report.
In the upcoming general elections of 2026.
At first glance, this video of Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema announcing that he won't be running in the next election seems authentic, but it's fake. And these journalists in Johannesburg are learning how to spot the difference with the help from a non-profit called Campaign on Digital Ethics, or CODE. Kavisha Pillay is the founding director of CODE.
We're making sure that people are accessing information that is safe and is not going to be harmful, that the technology that we're using is not going to cause further harms to our society.
Working with CODE on this project is Africa Check, one of the continent's leading independent fact-checking organizations. The staff at Africa Check encourage people to send them suspicious content. They're collaborating with CODE to teach the public how to identify fake social media content.
It helps to have not just someone to step in and do some work checking that kind of information, but also to be able to share tips and tricks and techniques for stepping in to stop that spread with anyone.
community activist Manny Sigomani will be on high alert in the days leading to South Africa's May 29th elections, on the lookout for any fake content that might affect his ward.
I think we're moving into an era where more and more the truth is being distorted, and we kind of need these kind of initiatives to keep people grounded and to keep people responsible.
The Independent Electoral Commission of South Africa has announced it will work with Google, Meta and TikTok to help safeguard the integrity of the electoral process. Siri Kassim, VOA News, Johannesburg, South Africa.
At this moment, we turn to my colleague in PTV's Pine City studios for the latest developments in the Cordilleras. Ala?
Naimbag Arabi Pilipinas, tapno mabagtalinaad tinapintas nga imahe ti Philippine National Police, maiparit kadagiti personnel ti panagtatu. Ti Baguio City Police Office agtulnog da iti direktiba ti PNP. Sigon kini Police Major Harriet Bulsyo, saan mo't dahito apan iparit iti karbungan dagiti personnel, no dikit di tapno mapreserba ti imahe kan disiplina ti ahensya. Inlawlawag ti PNP asan daytoy panang discriminate kadagiti addan iti tatu. No diket di parang irespeto kadagiti polisiya, regulasyon ken tradisyon da. Rason no apay asan metlang mapalubusan asumrek iti ahensya dagiti addan iti tatu. Iti agdama manarimaan ti panagsukibmat ti BCPO tapno makita ken maibilang dagiti addaan iti tatu. Ngem impasigurado ti BCPO akas home of the most disciplined cops sumurot da iti direktiba.
Ang aim naman po nito is ma-maintain yung pagiging professional ng isang police officer.
At yung dignity ng trabaho naman.
Yes po, kasi hindi po natin may alis yung tingin kasi ng mga tao sa isang pulis na merong nakikita na tattoo sa kanyang katawan, lalong-lalo na po kapag siya ay nakasuot ng uniform.
Iti sabali pay adamag iti selebrasyon ti Heritage Month inton Mayo. Insingasing ti UNESCO National Commission of the Philippines ti panakabigbig dagiti adu a historical cultural site iti Benguet. Sigon kini UNESCO National Commission of the Philippines Dr. Ivan Anthony Henares, adu pay dagiti kasapulan maideklara historical sites sanlang at tinalatak a strawberry farm ken dagiti nainsigudan a kawes. Kasapulan nakitaan damot lang dagiti nainsigudan a babbalay tapno may preserba dagitoy. Insingasing lang ni Henares ti parang ideklara kadagiti naabandona a mining site kas historical site. Pasit gamin iti pakasaritaan ti Benguet ti panagminas. Napatag ang mapreserba dagiti historical site gaputasan lang apaset iti kultura ngem pamanagnek iti nabatnang a pakasaritaan ti Benguet.
We want to protect that industrial heritage that really contributed to the history of the province. So gusto natin makita especially kung may mga natira pang mga colonial period na structures doon sa mga historic mines po natin na pwede natin i-convert later on into tourism attractions. No?
Dagiti damdamag manipod dito'y PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Alas Sunduan, Naimbag Arabi.
And we have come to the show's end. We look forward to you joining us anew tomorrow, same time, same location on your browser. And never forget to always work hard, dream big, give thanks, and stay connected while you catch the news right here. William Theo wishing you all a restful night ahead.